today let's continue our second half of SQL 101, how to quickly learn everything in 15 minutes. So I have an entire second half to talk about window function, which was so popular in a lot of SQL interviews. Today I'm gonna bring a very simple example here for everyone to quickly understand how window function performed. So window function looks quite similar as the previous talked aggregation function, but you can see in this example we put minimal function over here associate with over and partition and other with a bracket and then given a new name. So what does that exactly mean? The first thing I would like to mention about window function is not like aggregation function. Window function never change the entire number of rows in the table. So think about aggregation function. We are building a subgroup of each we build subgroup based on the group by function, and then within each subgroup we have some aggregation function over there. We get the minimal, we get the maximal, we get the sum of everything in the subgroup. So in that case, you can see the output of our aggregation function will be a set that likely to be smaller than the original dataset. But window function does it differently. Window function doesn't change the number of rows. So window function will just only change the order a little to produce the results. Here I'm gonna give you an example directly for you to understand it. Let me get this really quick. So here this window function is super simple. I'm gonna use in green here. You can see I apply minimal over a partition by department order by user ID. So in window function, our reading order is read the partition first, read the order second, and do the function third. So in this case, you can see the first thing we need to do is making each of the department as a partition. Partition you can consider as a subgroup. So let's give a really quick example. Let's say we want product department. Product department, we have female, the male user number 1, and the female user number 6, and the user number 11, who is another female. So you can see for department products, we have 3 members in this table to be collected. And the next step we need to do is order them by user ID. So it's quite straightforward. We do user 1 first, user 6 second, and user 11 third. So it's quite straightforward. So the third thing and the very different thing is about the function. How we do the main function in a window function instead of aggregation function. So what happened is you will have to compute the current row against all the rows above it. So if we are producing a result for user 1, all the he will just compare with itself. But if we are looking at user 6, it will compare itself versus anything above it that's the user 1 within this partition. So all the comparison happen in the partition. And then the third one, which is user 11, he will have to compare with user 6 and user 1. That's how the window function works. So starting from the first one to the second one, you will have to do the comparison one by one. Now let's just quickly get this table in with the partition and other style showing up, then we can better to understand what I mean here. Alright, I made this table ordered as our partition and order function under it within the over function to present how it will be like. And here it will be much more straightforward. I'm gonna using red lines to tell how the output is going to be. So we are looking for the whatever number in context to get the minimal number. And every single time we have to look at specific partition and compare the volume, including the current one, to other information we have above it. So in this account department, if we're going to find the minimal salary of the first row, then the answer is definitely 50 grand. And if we're looking at the second row, we need to do is combine the first row and second row. And let's make a little different here. Compare the first row and second row, the minimal is still 50 grams. And similar in the machine learning part, if we only look at the first row, and the minimal is definitely it's 145 grams. But the second row, we will have to compare all those together. The minimal is still 150 grams. And if we're looking at the third row will have to compare all those three, and the minimal has changed. It's gonna be 126. So that's the answer for the second partition about machine learning department. I think with this example is quite straightforward, but I know using minimal salary is very rare in a lot of practical case. Most of the time we use other window function like first value, raw number, first value for the very first value of each partition, and row number function is to getting a rank of single rows in each partition. And we also have dense, rank, and rank, which is slightly different from row number. I recommend you to take a deep look at all their definition. They're slightly different, but they're very useful in a lot of business cases. And also we have last value, which is similar to first value, but it just look at very last value of the partition. So most of the time it just the current one. But if you change the order, seems gonna be a little different. And anything else? I think those are the very common ones that was mentioned in a SQL interview. But I would suggest you to do a lot more exploration on other window function. All right, just for you to fully understand this example, I have provides the outcome of this whole SQL query here for you to refer to your learning. That's all about it. And yeah, it's just very quick. The second section is all about the window function. So let me know how you feel about it. Give me a thumbs up and like to motivate my future videos. In the next sections, I will give you more about common SQL questions in the interview. Thank you for watching it. See you soon.